Let's look at finding the total surface area of a cone. It is a little bit related, I guess, to a cylinder. Firstly, quite simply, the bottom surface, or the face down the bottom of the cone, you can find the area of that by pi r squared. You then need to add on the bit that you would unravel from the top. If you've ever seen a cone's how it looks from a net, you'll notice that it sort of looks like a bit of a curvy sort of rectangular form. To find the surface area of that, you do pi times by the radius times by the slant height of the cone. So that is that slant height there. So in this case, different to finding the volume, you don't really need, or you might need it, but the height isn't the important value. You need to find the slant height. So sometimes you might need to calculate the slant height. So pi r squared for the base, and then pi r times by s with the slant height for the surface area of the curved surface of the cone. So the surface area of a cone is equal to pi r squared for the base plus pi r s for the curved surface. In this case, we have the information we require, so we can go straight away and use the formula. So pi is 3.14 times by the radius. So the diameter here is 6, so half of that for the radius is going to be equal to 3 centimeters. So 3.14 times by 3 squared. I'll put the brackets in there to show that. Times by 3.14 for pi, times by just the radius, times by the slant height. You can see that the slant height is given in this one. So times by 9.1. So it makes this one straightforward to find the surface area of this cone. Then we can go and use our calculator to find the answer to this. So 3.14 times by 3 times by 3 is equal to 28.26. Plus the other side for the curved surface of the cone, 3.14 times by 3 times by 9.1 is going to give us 85.722. You could round that off to 2 decimal places, but I'm just going to add the first part onto that answer on my calculator. So add 28.26 to that last answer is going to give me 113.982. That rounded off correct to 2 decimal places is 113.98 centimeters, and because we're calculating surface area, centimeters squared. Yet again, the formula is written for the surface area of this cone. Let's check the information we have. We have the radius and we have the slant height. So we're pretty much spot on again. We can straight away use the formula, which is really handy. So the surface area is going to be equal to pi times by 3 squared plus pi times by 3 times by 7. So in this case, similar size cone to the last one, 3.14 times 3 times 3 gives us that answer of 28.26. Add on 3.14 times by 3 times by 7 is equal to 65.94. Add those two values together on my calculator, gives me 94.2. It is meters and it is squared. So yet again, made straightforward because we had the slant height. Yet again, as we've seen in previous videos, if we're not given the slant height, then we need to think of the cone. You can see the cone drawn here very roughly, knowing that if we're given the height or the radius, we are able to work out the slant height. So height or radius, we can get the slant height, or vice versa. We've got the height and the slant height, we can get the radius. or if we've got the slant height and the radius, we can get the height by using Pythagoras. A squared plus B squared is equal to C squared. So as long as you have two of those values here, you can then therefore work out the one you need, whether you're finding the total surface area of a cone or whether you're finding the volume of a cone. Feel free to click on the screen now anywhere for some problems involving the total surface area of cones.